Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to my channel and a new series that I'm starting on my channel called How to Play Chess. These videos should be short videos that explain how you play the game of chess and how each piece moves. So I'm going to jump straight into it. The first piece that I want to show you is the pawn, which I'm placing here, and this is how they would be set up in a normal game, and they would usually be accompanied by 5 other pieces. Well, not 5, I guess technically 8 other pieces, but 5 other unique pieces would be accompanying these pawns here. And the pawn's job here, so I'm going to quickly tell you the aim of chess is to not get your king captured by the enemy. So we'll place the kings in here like that, and the pawn's job is to be a very simple blockade. Not important pieces. A lot of the time they are sacrificial pieces, hence the name pawn, because they are for you to be controlling of and you to use how you want. Pawns do have limitations though, so the way that the pawn moves is on his first go, and this is exclusively to his first go. The pawn can move to square 1 here, or square 2. So these are the 2 available spots that this pawn here can move to. And the same for this pawn here, but this pawn would move to these 2 in front of him. The same for this pawn here, but these 2 here. You get the gist of it, and that will be the same for every pawn. Now, obviously, this whole back line here and this whole back line here would be full of pieces, so for anyone wondering whether the pawns can move backwards, no they can't, but if I had a pawn here and there's no pieces behind it, it still can't move backwards. That is an illegal move in chess. So you may have noticed that when I said that, and how the pawn moves, I said on its first go it can move 2 spaces. So we're going to do that with this pawn, and chess takes alternating turns, so we're going to move black's pawn like this, and then well no, actually it's probably not the smartest move. We're going to move black's pawn like that, and then afterwards pawns can only move 1 square at a time, so that 2 square move is completely exclusive to the first time move. Now, some of you may be wondering as well, okay, these are pawns and you talked about getting rid of pawns, so how do you get rid of them? How do pawns get rid of things? Because every piece on the board could get rid of things. So you might be thinking, how do pawns get rid of things? Well, it can be very simple. You've got your pawn here that's moved 2 spaces, and pawns take on a diagonal basis. So my pawn here is currently protecting this square and this square. It wouldn't be protecting any of these squares right here, because it obviously can't move backwards. So it's protecting that square, and pawns cannot take on the forward. So if we had a piece here, the pawn could not take that piece would not be in danger. Although I've just accidentally taken that piece, so I'll put it back, but the pawn could not take that piece, so it's covering that and that spot there. Now if if black's d-pawn, so we call it d-pawn, each of these ranks here, so each of these rows are accommodated with a letter. So we have the A, the B, the C, the D, the E, the F, the G, and the H row. You can do it A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H as well, but I just like doing it across the top. And then obviously these ones are numbered 1 to 8, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is my this is black's D pawn here. So if black was to move his D pawn 2 spaces here, that would mean black's pawn here is in danger, because my pawn and every pawn takes on a diagonal. So if we're going by the alternate turn rule of chess, which you will be wanting to, if you're going to play a proper game of chess, black has just made their move to there, and now it's white's turn, and white will simply jump to this space here, and the white pawn will replace the black pawn, and the black pawn will no longer be able to be a part of the board. So that means that white now have an advantage, because right now white have 9 pieces on the board, including the king, which would always be there. If you're playing by normal rules of chess, you would always have a king there, because if you've lost your king, you've lost the game. So yeah, you should have a king there, but there white has a tactical advantage, because white has 8 or 9 pieces rather, including the king, whereas black only have 8. So if we just clear the board, and we'll recap using the white pawns. Pawns on their first move, so they'll always start on either this row here, so the second row up, or the second row from the top. So they always fill this second row at the very start of the game, as you saw when I started the game right now. So pawns, obviously on their first turn they can move 2, and it is actually an option for a pawn to only move 1 square. So that's what pawns can do. And when it comes to taking, or when it comes to taking a piece, pawns can take on diagonal basis. So both of these pawns here would be threatened, and it's white's choice whether they want to take the D pawn here or the F pawn here. Just the same, if it was black's turn now, then he would be able to choose whether he wants to take this white pawn with the black, with his D pawn or his F pawn here. And it is, you do not have to take the pawn, but in this situation, it really depends on the game that you're playing, really. But you don't have to take the pawn. So one example would be, if I clear this board out here, and just get rid of that arrow there, and we have 2 white pawns, and we'll just for now hypothetically two white pawns and a black pawn there, and we'll just move them across. So imagine it being black's turn now, and black is looking at these pawns here and saying he could be a good piece to take, and black says, you know, he wants to take him. So black's just looking around to see if he'll be in any danger if he takes the pawn, and he sees that this pawn here is actually covering that square and that square. Now if this black pawn here was to take the white pawn here, like that, he would replace the white pawn, and obviously with this white pawn protecting that space there, and also that space, but mainly this space here, it means that as soon as black went here, he'd be in danger straight away, and if white wanted to, he could just do an exchange for pieces and just overtake him again, and white has really won that battle there because he's the one with the piece standing. So from there, if you're looking to preserve pawns, so in other words, if you're looking to try and keep your pawns safe, then the best move there would probably be to maybe move forwards one, but maybe that would be more useful if you're in a more defensive position like this, where you're back for when you're quite far back. So your pawn started here, he's obviously only moved once, and if we move him again, he's only in the centre of the board, so he's not pushing up against this enemy back line here, but he's out of the danger of those two pawns there. So that will be the basic explanation of how you use pawns. So I want to say thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video that I plan to make, which should revolve all around this guy here, but you'll learn more in the next video. So again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.